Tonight marks senior night, and as is tradition, we would like to take a moment to recognize and celebrate our players for their dedication, sacrifice, and leadership while being a part of the Somerset Berkley Regional High School basketball program. Before we announce our Somerset Berkley seniors, we would like to take a moment to recognize the Bourne High School seniors, Brian, Quinn, Emery, Mike, and Nate. Please stand up so you can be recognized by our Somerset Berkley fans. And now let's meet the seniors, the class of 2025 members for our Somerset Berkley boys basketball team. Our first senior is number 10, Kellen Langlois. Kellen is joined by Jeff and Jessica Langlois. All right, let's hear it once again for Kellen Langlois. Our next senior member is number 12, Zach King. Zach is joined by Nick, Laura, Vinny, Billy, and Richard. Let's hear one more round of applause for Zach King. Our next senior player is number 20, Jacob Lauro. Jacob is joined by Philip, Stephanie, Ben, and Madeline Lauro. All right, let's hear it once again for Jacob Lauro. Our next senior member is number 22, Brady Carpenter. Brady is joined by Jeff, Christine, and Hannah Carpenter. Let's hear it once again for Brady Carpenter. Our next senior player is number 23, Max Hansen. Max is joined by Megan, John, and Grace. Let's hear it one more time for Max Hansen. Our next senior is number 24, Kevin DeSantos. Kevin is joined by Shannon and Wilton DeSantos. And now for our senior captains. Our first captain is number 0, Max Bidlaw. Max is joined by parents Jim and Rebecca and siblings Addie and Jack. Our next senior captain is number 15, Finn Bjork. Finn is joined by Jerusha, Kevin, and Emily Bjork. Let's hear one more round of applause for Finn Bjork. And our final senior captain is number 21, Alex Crook. And siblings Ryan, Andy, and Lucas. Let's have one more round of applause for Alex Crook. And let's have one more round of applause for all of our senior basketball players. Thank you, class of 2025, for your commitment and contributions to the Somerset Berkley basketball program. You will always have a home here at Somerset Berkley Regional High School, and you will always be a part of our greater family. It's now time for the starting lineups. First with the visitors from Bourne. At guard, freshman number 1, James Moran Rose. At guard, senior captain number 10, Quinn Moriarty. At guard, senior captain number 11, Emery Robbins. At forward, senior captain number 21, Mike Dankert. And at forward, senior captain number 32, Nate Reynolds. Head coach of the panel is Scott Ashworth. He's assisted by Sean Donovan and Jack Canterbury. And now let's meet your Raiders starting five. At 4, the senior number 20, Jacob. As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome inside a jam-packed Veterans Stadium for today's contest between the Bourne Cali men and your Somerset Berkley Raiders, live here on Blue Raider Studios. Glad to have you on board with us on this lovely Friday night. I am Grant Flood, and we have two Goliaths ready to clash here inside the Vet. 16-1 versus 16-1. Bourne comes in 12-1 in conference play, coming in ranked very high in Division 4, as Somerset Berkley, up to one of their best starts in recent memory, they come in ranked high in D2. Both of these teams, both on 13-game winning streaks, and unfortunately, one end of the seesaw is going to have to drop tonight. For the tip-off, we have Nate Reynolds going up against Finn Bjork on the tip-off. Bjork wins the tip, and away we go from the Vet. McDonald bringing it up ahead. McDonald with a quick pass over to the right side. Now here comes Finlaw. Max Finlaw crashing into the paint. Can't get it to go. Rebound is scooped up by... And here's the shot, and good by Mike Dankert. One of two 1,000-point scorers on this Bourne club with Reynolds. McDonald passing it over to his right. Finlaw, quick pass over to Bjork. Bjork trying to crash inside the paint. Dishes it out to Finlaw, over to McDonald. McDonald now, nice move behind the back, over to Bjork. Trying to crash into the paint, waits and scores. First points of the night for Berkley, and it's 2-2. Somerset Berkley has been blowing out their opponents, if you will, the past couple of weeks, but this has been the toughest test that they will face all season long. Pass inside the paint. Reynolds with a spin, and he gets it to go. So 4-2, right back on top is Bourne. Here's McDonald crashing to the paint. Doesn't get the foul, does Bourne. And McDonald scores to tie it at 4. Brandon McDonald, fastest player on this court for this Raiders team. Now with it, Quinn Moriarty dishes it over to his right. That is Morton Rose, the freshman. Centering pass blocked on the shot attempt by Emery Robbins. Moriarty, Robbins, Dankert, and Reynolds, your 4 captains on this team for Bourne. Alex Crook, one of the seniors in action tonight, gets the foul. Here comes the first free attempt of the game from Emery Robbins. And he knocks it down to give Bourne the 5-4 lead. Of course, if you joined us pregame coverage, you would notice that all our Somerset Berkley Raiders seniors getting honored tonight on senior night. Second free throw, no good for Robbins. It remains 5-4. Here comes McDonald. Tries a tough fadeaway, too, and he's got it. And there's Somerset Berkley's first lead of the night. 4 points already for Brendan McDonald. Bringing it up ahead now is Moriarty. Moriarty, quick pass over to the right side. Morton Rose passes it over. Quick passing here. Now trying to crash in for the 2. Getting rejected on the shot attempt was Robbins. Robbins picks up his own rebound, however. Morton Rose dishes it over. Quick passing here. Dankert dishes it over. Berkley comes away with the steal. Bjork passes it up ahead to McDonald. Over to Finlaw. Finlaw waits, slowing down the pace. McDonald trying to go on in. Nice spin move in the paint. Dishes it out. Here's Finlaw off the pass from Crook. Now here's the 3-point attempt, and that one is off the mark for Jacob Loro. His first shot of the game is a no-go. Picking up the rebound was Moriarty, and he brings it over to the right side. Morton Rose dishes it over. Finding a passing lane is Robbins, and getting the basket is Dankert, his second basket, and it is now a 7-6 lead for Bourne. McDonald, quick pass over to Bjork. Bjork, quick speed in the paint, tries the spin move, wanted to draw the foul, didn't get it, but he does get the jumper to make it 8-7. Both teams trading off leads here in the early going. You'd expect this game to be down to the wire. Pass in the paint and getting the one-arm shot, Nate Reynolds, to make it 9-8. Finlaw brings it up ahead. Next, Finlaw looking for his first points. Dishes it over behind the basket to Bjork. Bjork waiting, passing it out to McDonald. Kicks it to the way outside. McDonald coming on in from his right, dishes it over. Here's the 3, and cannot get the shot is Jacob Loro. Perfect timing and accuracy, just couldn't get it to go. It remains a 1-point lead. Now a 4-point lead for Bourne. Nice kick to the outside. Moriarty splashes it through to make it now a 4-point deficit. Somerset Berkley will call their first timeout, and it felt like a much-needed one there from Coach Bob Slater. Coach Scott Ashwood, the head coach of this Bourne team. 12-8 currently the score as the Bourne Canalmen try to put a little damper on Somerset Berkley senior night, and it certainly looks like they have come more prepared. They seem quicker on the floor. Their passes have been more efficient, and they have been able to create opportunities on those outside shots, and it seems like the 3-point game is going to be something that Bourne continues to improve on throughout the night, as they have done a good job in trying to work around the perimeter of the paint. As for Dean, for Somerset Berkley, they have just been struggling to get those low shots. Here comes the inbound. McDonald brings it in off the feed from Colton Pacheco, now substituting in. Pacheco, quick pass over to Bjork. Kicks it out. Pacheco didn't have the lane. Going on in for the layup, and he gets the one-handed shot. On the layup, it's 12-10. Bourne's lead cut down to 2. A high pass connects to Moore and Rose. Back over to Morority. Morority dishes it over. Moore and Rose back to Morority. They're playing cat and mouse. Getting closer to the paint now. Reynolds makes a nice move around Bjork and capitalizes 14-10. Here comes McDonald. McDonald between the legs. Quick pass over to the right side. Shooting a 3 and connecting Dom Taylor. One of the juniors on the Somerset Berkley club, capitalizing on his first point of the night, and is 14-13 now as he nails his first basket. Quick passing here. Morton Rose dishes it over. Morority down the middle. Nice kick out again. Morton Rose's 3's off the mark. Pacheco's there to pick up the rebound. Pacheco, 1-for-1 on shot attempts. Passing it over to Finn Bjork, who goes in and is fouled on the way to the basket by Dankert. 2 free throws coming up, the first of the night for Somerset Berkley. They look to take just their second lead with 2:20 to go here in this opening quarter. York knocks the first one down. York, in the last game I covered for Somerset Berkley, had a monster slam against Dartmouth in their victory a couple weeks back. And Bjork goes 2 for 2 there to make it a 15-14 lead for the Raiders. Bringing it up ahead now is Dankert. Now with it, Morority. Pass over to Dankert, down low, quick passing again. Again, trying to find that open three-point lane is Bourne. Ethan Fox substituting in now with the pass over. Here's the shot, and that one's off the mark on the shot attempt from Dankert. Finlaw trying to get the feed from Bjork. It was a turnover, and capitalizing is Nate Reynolds to give the lead right back to Bourne. Here comes Pacheco. Spin move in the paint, tries a one-handed shot. Just chucking it up there and hoping for the best. He will get a foul. Morority will get the foul. Pacheco will shoot 2 from the line. Bjork had made the first 2 free throw attempts for Somerset. Let's see what happens here. First shot is good for Pacheco. Pacheco, one of 3 juniors on this Somerset Berkley club. He knocks both free throws down, and Somerset Berkley now 4 for 4 on the night so far. Right back on the attack is Bourne. Dankert, quick pass over to Fox. Fox, heavily guarded by Pacheco. He dishes it over to Dankert. Dankert. So they continue to pass behind the three-point line. Here's a shot off the backboard and in for Nate Reynolds, who has been the player to look out for. Gives the 18-17 lead back to Bourne. Here comes Finlaw. Finlaw dishes it over to the right side. Bjork fires a 3 off the mark. Rebound scooped up, and bringing it up ahead is Dankert. Quick pass in the paint, and Bjork trying to steal it from Robbins. We will have a jump ball. It's going to be possession to Bourne, as you'd expect. Canalmen will inbound from behind the net. Already with a long pass behind the three-point line. Robbins has it in his own time zone right now. Finlaw steps up. Robbins steps back. Quick dish over to the right side. That is Reynolds. Reynolds, quick pass. Here's the deep 2 by Dankert, and he knocks it down. 3-point lead for Bourne. Shot clock will not be a factor here in the final 12 seconds of counting. McDonald, quick pass over to Pacheco. Pacheco crashing into the paint, tries to pass it back to Taylor, but it got deflected. Here comes McDonald trying to go into the paint. He will, misses the shot, and Bourne will take the 20-17 lead heading into quarter number 2. And this has been a very back and forth game. It just seems like Bourne has been the more ready team defensively. They have come up with a couple of key steals, a couple of key blocks right there at the last minute, and they have taken the lead. But both of these teams are obviously great in their own right. Of course, Somerset Berkley in Division 2 and Bourne in Division 4, but these are two teams that are 12-1 in conference play on 13-game winning streaks and are 16-1 on the season. So certainly, you know, both of these teams have something to play for. Also, with a win tonight, Bourne will essentially clinch home court advantage for the final 4 round of the playoffs. So you're looking at these two teams, and you gotta wonder what team's momentum will stop just enough to make a difference in tonight's game. Pacheco to inbound to begin quarter number 2. Over to Cole McDonald. Here comes McDonald. McDonald. Quick pass over to the right side. Dom Taylor tried to find a man, but he couldn't down the middle. That is Fox stealing it. Big pass over to the left side, and that 3 no good and off the mark by Robbins. Rebound no good as well. Taylor, quick pass to Brand McDonald. Here comes Bjork. Bjork blocked, and it looks like we will get a foul right here against Reynolds. So Bjork 2 for 2 on his first free throw attempts. Misses the first one, now going to 2 and 3 on the night. Somerset Berkley now 4 for 5. And now make it 4 for 6 as Bjork puts up a donut at the free throw line. Trying to take the 2-possession lead is Bourne. Fox has it. Quick pass over to the right side. Fox has it back. Nice move here from Rorty. Over to Fox as they play cat and mouse. Here's a jumper. Off the rim, no good. Rebound is reclaimed by Bourne. Fox pit-pocketed by Finlaw, but Fox is on top of his own rebound, trying to make a move. Quick pass out. Fox has it again. Quick pass over to the right side. Checo. Nice defense on Fox. Big pass. Pacheco got a hand on it, and it bounces out of bounds, so it will stay possession of Bourne, but Holton Pacheco putting in work on defense right there. Right on Ethan Fox the whole way. Struggling to find a passing lane in this quarter has been Bourne. 3 seconds left on a shot clock. Finlaw with the steal. Max Finlaw going on in and scoring the first basket of the quarter for either side. 20-19 your score. You got to think those Finn Bjork missed free throws coming back to haunt Somerset Berkley right now. They could have the 1-point advantage. Bringing it up ahead. Warren Rose. Quick dish over to the right side. Waiting to make a move is Moriarty. Back over to Warren Rose. Moriarty, quick dish over to the left side now. Coming on in is Dankert. Dankert blocked off by Taylor. Great defense here. 1 second to go. The shot is partially blocked. And now the ball is wedged between the rim and the backboard. And Pacheco fishes it out. Great stand there from the Somerset Berkley defense as they definitely try to gain a little bit of momentum. This will be an inbound from Moriarty behind the the net. Here's a shot and scoring and one for Nate Reynolds. Tough defense again by the Somerset Berkley defense. Now Reynolds for his first free throw attempt of the night, trying to give the Canalmen a 4-point deficit, in which he does. Finlaw receives long pass over to Pacheco. Pacheco finds Tom Taylor for the slam! And the Somerset Berkley faithful on their feet. What a setup from Colin Pacheco. Tom Taylor finishes it off. 2-point game once again on the other end of the court. A made two for Mike Dankert to put it back in a 2-possession lead. Brandon McDonald taking it up the right side. McDonald looking for a passing lane. Finds it. Taylor spin, tries one-hand layup, gets pushed down. Crowd wanting a call. They will not get the foul. Morton Rose comes in, is blocked by Bjork, and he is called for the foul. James Morton Rose is going to come up to the free throw line. These are his first free throws of the night. Glad to have you on board with us here at the Vet. I'm Grant Flood. The first free throw is no good for James Morton Rose. Reynolds substituted out for Nello, the sophomore, 6'5", and he is staying back as Morton Rose goes 1 for 2 at the line. Taylor with a quick pass over to the right side. Here comes Pacheco over to Taylor. Taylor, quick pass over to McDonald. McDonald to Finlaw. Finlaw, nice pass to Bjork, who goes in and is fouled on the way through. Bjork a little upset he couldn't make the shot. Of course, that would have been an and one play, but he will get the 2 free throws. 26-21 as Bjork tries to make this a 1-possession game. Not going to do it on that one, off the rim, so now the best they could settle is for a 2-possession game. York started off hot at the free throw line, is now 2 for 5 on the night, trying to avoid a dreadful 2 for 6, and he knocks it through to bump his percentage up to 50. Up ahead, Morarty. Between the legs, Morarty shifting to his left. He has a wide open Robbins to his left, and he passes it to Robbins. Over to Morton Rose. Rose, quick pass. Nice passing, and substituting back in, Nate Reynolds getting the basket. Here comes Taylor. Taylor, reverse layup, couldn't go. Pacheco gets knocked down by Reynolds as Morton Rose with a quick pass. Reynolds, and that's going to be in travel. Yep, Reynolds took a step forward, and they will have to give up possession. There's Brendan McDonald, one of the 3 senior captains on the Somerset Berkley team, brings it up court. McDonald also had a great performance against Tewksbury in the playoffs for Somerset Berkley back in December. Quick pass in the paint, and Colton Pacheco off the feed from Finn Bjork will make it a 4-point game. The highest lead so far has been 6, both teams refusing to pull away. Morton Rose tries a deep 2. That's off the mark. Tom Taylor picks up the rebound. Over to McDonald. Here comes Brand McDonald. McDonald tries the 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound scooped up by Dankert. Dankert makes a spin move on Finlaw. Dankert, quick pass over to the right side. Morarty with a quick pass now over to Robbins. Back over to Morarty. Morton Rose. Back over to Morarty again. Just eating up clock here is Bourne. Quick dish out to the right side. The 3 is no good off the shot attempt by Robbins. Here comes McDonald bringing it up ahead. Quick pass over to the right side. Tom Taylor a 3. He gets it off the rim and in. It's a 1-point game now. Tom Taylor, 5-point quarter, a master jam, and now a 3-pointer And Somerset Berkley has been struggling behind that three-point line all night. They finally get one to go. Here's the shot from Robbins off the mark. Bjork right on top of the rebound. Passes it over to McDonald. Brandon McDonald going on in. Contact drawn. And a foul is coming up. McDonald running hard into the mat there as Taylor and Pacheco help him to his feet. He will attempt the free throws after he got the wind sucked out of him for a minute there. Heavy contact. But Brandon McDonald will gut this one through and attempt the 2 free throw attempts. This one to tie. And he knocks it down to tie it at 28. And that is a 6-point lead for Bourne that has evaporated. McDonald looking to go 2 for 2 in this sequence. Knocking it down again. And Somerset Berkley back in front. Only by 1, however. Rorty will bring it up through center. Rorty with Finlaw on patrol. Dishes it over to the right side. Ryan Hayden subs into the game with a pass. Here's Reynolds a shot and he knocks it through. 30-29. And Bourne back in front by 1. McDonald just good on the 2 free throws. Steps back. Between the legs, McDonald crashing to the right side. Brandon McDonald, he has been turning it on in this second quarter. 31-30 as we are now under 2 minutes to play before half. Rorty, quick pass over to the left side. Morton Rose. Rose looking for the pass down the middle. He found his man Reynolds. Quick pass. Now here comes Hayden. Hayden dishes it back out to the 3-point line. Morton Rose. Guarded by Brandon McDonald. Quick dish. Here's the 3 for Hayden. Well off the mark. And McDonald's going to pick up the rebound before the ball went out of play. McDonald a jumper. And that is a 3-point lead for Somerset Berkley. Something they haven't had since the midway mark of the first quarter. Shows you how tight this contest has been between two 16-1 clubs. 1:03 and counting. Hayden, the quick pass over to Reynolds, back to Hayden. That one's stolen by McDonald. He's on top of the rebound, going on in for the layup and scoring. And McDonald now with 5 straight for Somerset Berkley. It is 35-30. The momentum shifting into the home team's favor. Hayden guarded well by McDonald and Finlaw. He kicks it out. Pacheco steals. Colin Pacheco with the non-contested layup. My goodness, what an explosion at the end of this first half for Somerset Berkley. They're up by 7, the largest lead of the night. Quick pass down low, Morton Rose misses the shot. Tom Taylor trying to get it. And on his butt, making the pass is Dankirk, keeping the play alive. Hayden, quick pass over to Morton Rose. His jumper again off the marker. Quick pass from Pacheco. Taylor at the buzzer. Off the rim and no good. Oh, the building would have exploded off of Somerset Berkley Regional High School if Tom Taylor made that three-pointer, but the momentum shift is clearly in favor of the Raiders. Brandon McDonald, take a bow, young man. What a first half he has had. It is 37-30. We'll be back in a matter of moments as we have an incredible game in our hands here at Somerset Berkley Regional High School. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into Veteran Memorial Gymnasium here on Somerset Berkley Raider Studios here for you. Glad to have you on board. I'm Grant Flood. Second half of high school basketball is about to get underway. I am so used to calling games for my college, Dean College, so I'm switching up high school and college, but we're here to have a great time. And bringing it up ahead is Brandon McDonald over to Colton Pacheco. Of course, this game is massive for both these two clubs, as in York bringing it on in, not scoring the basket, out of bounds. As we take a look at some of the top first half point scores, Colton Pacheco has a quiet 8-point night, but he's been really efficient coming off the bench. Brandon McDonald with 10 points. He's been your star player for the Somerset Berkley Raiders. As for Bourne, getting 10 points is Nate Reynolds. He leads the way for Bourne, though Mike Dankert not far behind with 8. Has to get down the middle. Quick pass over to Moore and Rose. Rose, quick pass over. Nice one-handed retrieve from Dankert. Moore and Rose picked up the rebound as the shot clock expired. They kept on retrieving their own rebounds, and they went nowhere with it. Pacheco passed it over to McDonald. Again, Brandon McDonald, what a first half he's had. 10 points. Dishing it over to Dom Taylor, who has the highlight of the night so far. Pacheco with a spin move. Oh, my goodness. Lightning fast speed on that spin move, but Pacheco could not capitalize. He did everything right but the layup. You hate to see that. That three's no good. Off the mark. Warren Rose picks up the rebound. Quick pass over to the right side. Finlaw all over Reynolds. Here's the shot, and Warren Rose knocks down the three-point basket. Now a 4-point lead. Of course, Somerset Berkley, even though you're only up by 7, the largest lead of the game, you don't want to get comfortable. Max Finlaw trying the three, off the mark, and that's a quick possession change. Back to Bourne it goes. Reynolds, quick pass over to the right side. Morton Rose once again for 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound is picked up. Quick pass, no one guarding. Robbins. Emery Robbins nails the 3, and Somerset Berkley calls the first timeout of the second half. A 6-point swing, and that halftime break has squashed a lot of that Somerset Berkley momentum. Now 37-36. It feels like Bourne is going back to how they targeted Somerset Berkley back in the first quarter, and that was taking a lot of 3-point passes, not passing the ball until you find that open lane, and that's what Bourne has done such a good job in doing right now. As for Somerset Berkley and Coach Bob Slater, he's going to have to find a way to keep his guys motivated. Again, this would be such a massive win for either of these two clubs, especially with the Somerset Berkley women's team currently trailing on the road. You don't want to go home empty-handed in the win column tonight if you're the Raiders. Dom Taylor to inbound to Brandon McDonald as we resume third quarter action. Now under the 6-minute mark. McDonald, quick pass over to the left side. Vim Bjork trying to slow things down. Let the game come to you as Finlaw with a spinorama on the paint. He knocks it down. Back to a 3-point lead for the Raiders. Canalman bringing it up ahead. Warren Rose scored the first basket of the second half for either club. Dishes it over to Robbins. Robbins looking for a pass. He finds a man down low. Rose, quick pass over. Robbins. Robbins back over to Warren Rose. Back. Robbins a 3. He knocks it down. 39 all. They have come back from 7. What an effort here from the Canala men offense. York scores to make it 41-39 in the paint. A little one-handed shot. Now both these teams feel like they are back in a stalemate. Warren Rose, quick pass over to Robbins. Robbins, nice pass, keeping it on the outside to Dankert, who now dishes it back to Warren Rose. Robbins crashing into the basket. He cannot get it to go as York was there defensively. Here comes McDonald. York going on in. He got deflected on the way through, picking up his own rebounds, however. He could not score in the crowd. The Raider faithful very upset. No foul was called there. York was just fighting his way through, picking up his own rebounds. Tough to blow the whistle there. Nice feed in front, and not being able to capitalize was Nate Reynolds. McDonald, quick speed, gets around the defense and makes it a 4-point lead for the Raiders. Brandon McDonald trying to continue his insane first half. Warren Rose, quick pass over to Robbins. Robbins, quick passing. Rose behind the three-point line. Reynolds, quick pass. Down low again. Here's the jumper two, no good. And Bjork got interfered with after Morarty missed the shot. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in this third quarter, and the momentum looked like it slipped out of the fingertips of Berkeley for a second there, but now they are back on top with a 4-point cushion. Finlaw looking for the pass originally, goes into the paint, draws a foul, and one for Max Finlaw, who waited at the three-point line, took it upon himself to go up the right side. He got the layup, drew the foul, and here's an opportunity now for a 7-point play. That would tie the largest lead Somerset Berkley has had today, and how quickly the momentum has shifted right back in their favor. Finlaw does miss, however, and the rebound scooped up by Mike Dankert. Off the bounce. Robbins dishes it over to the right side. Rorty passes it over to Ethan Fox, who subs back into the game. Quick pass. Going on in, Robbins. Wanting the travel was the Raider faithful. Didn't happen, and the three-point shot is good. Back to a three-point game. Pacheco between the legs. Oh! Colton Pacheco getting fancy with it. Between the legs, scoring the shot, 47-42. Quick passing, Robbins a three, knocks it down. And both teams trading blows here as we approach the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. Bjork to McDonald, back to Bjork. McDonald will try the three, and that's off the mark. Fox scoops up the rebound. Up ahead goes Bourne. Quick pass over to the right side. Robbins looking for someone down the middle there. They do find a man down low. Wide open Fox, and he scores. Great heads-up pass from Dankert to pass it back, and that'll tie this one up at 47. Dom Taylor a three. He knocks it down. His second made three of the night. 50-47. Raiders back on top. Dom Taylor with a second three-point make. He's been getting more and more comfortable behind the three-point line as the season's prolonged here. As Fox with a quick pass over. Reynolds, not pit-pocketed. Fox passes it over. Quick dish. Reynolds with a nice pass over to the left side as both teams trade threes. Rarity makes it. So we now have under a minute to go in the third quarter. Pacheco between the legs, trying to make a nice shot happen, and he does. Colton Pacheco. It was mostly Brandon McDonald in the first half. Pacheco's been the player to watch for the Raiders here in the second half so far. Already dishes it back to his left side, Robinson. Back over to Morarty, back over to Robinson as they play cat and mouse. Tom Taylor with the interception pass. He finds McDonald. McDonald pass back to Bjork, and he gets it off the backboard and in. 54-50. Shot clock non-issue here for Bourne as the final 14 seconds tick away. Robbins, quick pass down low. Robbins retrieves it. Finlaw tries to steal. He can't get to it. Robbins, quick pass. Moriarty dishes it out. Here's the three from Fox. It's off the mark. And that's how the third quarter concludes with an Ethan Fox missed three-pointer. 54-50. It's close. It has stayed close for the entirety of this one. We have 8 minutes to decide a winner. Who is going to go to 17-1 and who is going to up that winning streak to 14 in a row. This game has been just as good as advertised, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you on board with us on this lovely Friday night. Thank you so much for spending our Valentine's Day evening with us. I'm Grant Flood, and we greatly appreciate you watching our broadcast wherever you may find us. Blue Raiders Studios on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. As Keegan Hamlet, always our old reliable PA announcer, giving us constant updates on the women's game. Again, the women's team for Somerset Berkley clinches a playoff spot tonight with a win. However, if they lose, they are the first team out of the tournament, and what a bummer that would be for the women Raiders. So we wish them the best of luck as they are currently on the road tonight. Fourth quarter action here. And speaking of clinching, Bourne wants to clinch home court for the Final Four tournament. We'll see what happens as Fox has possession. He dishes it over. Moriarty over to Fox. Fox, Finlaw covering. Dishes it over. Robbins, pass down low to Reynolds. Reynolds tries to pass it. No one's there. Pacheco steals. Taylor, McDonald. Over to Bjork. Bjork fakes the shot. Has Brandon McDonald. McDonald going on in for the layup, and he was stuffed like a turkey on Thanksgiving. My goodness. Nate Reynolds. As Morin Rose substitutes out Fox for the final 7:20. Fourth quarter just getting underway here at the Vet. 4-point lead for the home Raiders. Finlaw almost stole that one from Robbins. Now Morin Rose looking for a pass. He connects with Reynolds. Quick pass back. Moriarty. Quick pass over to Reynolds. Reynolds shoots while contested. He knocks it down. 2-point lead. Somerset Berkley hopefully thinking about taking more time off the clock in these possessions. Taylor fakes the defense out, but he doesn't get the shot off. There's a quick possession, quick turnover. And here comes Bourne, who has stayed in this game all night long. Here's the three. Morton Rose off the mark. McDonald picks up the rebound. Here comes Finlaw. Fakes. Scores. Oh! It is Max Finlaw who scores. It is a foul against Morton Rose. Finlaw will score shooting one. My goodness, I thought for a second that could have been a travel call. Finlaw does score, and he does connect on the free throw attempt to make it 57-52, a 5-point lead for the Raiders. We approach 6 minutes to go. Pass down the middle, and scoring the easy basket, Emery Robbins. It stays a 3-point game. McDonald, quick pass over to Pacheco. Pacheco trying to find Taylor down low. A no-look pass, if you will, got intercepted by the defense of Bourne. Robbins dishes it over. Moriarty back over to Robbins. Robbins now looking for the three. Finlaw picks his pocket. Passes it over. Pacheco, the step, and the score! Colin Pacheco, who has stepped it up big time in the second half for the Raiders. We'll give them a 5-point lead with about 5 minutes remaining. Robbins dishes it over Morton Rose. Rorty passes it down low to Reynolds. Reynolds looking for a pass. He finds Robbins. Morton Rose, quick pass. Looking for a centering pass, but it got blocked by McDonald. Pacheco again on the fast break. Scores and one. Pacheco has been a fast break demon tonight. The Canalmen are having a hard time stopping the tremendous speed of Colton Pacheco as Bourne burns a timeout. My goodness, a 7-point advantage for the Somerset Berkley Raiders. As we see, these fans are fired up right now. They packed the vet tonight, and they have got a close game straight through so far. Again, the highest deficit has only been 7 points. We have seen both of these teams come back from 2 possession deficits, and they have certainly made it a game worthwhile for us to cover here on Blue Raider Studios.
After trailing by 11 points, our Somerset Berkley girls team has just tied the game at 23.
Somerset Berkley Raiders women's team has tied up their game at 23. Again, for the women's team, win and in, lose, you do not make the tournament. Pacheco will shoot his free throw attempt, his well-earned free throw attempt, as he was hit right as he released the ball. He was able to get the shot down. Now here's the opportunity to make it an 8-point lead. This will be the highest lead for Somerset Berkley today, and he knocks it down. Colton Pacheco and Brandon McDonald, both star players tonight for this Raiders team. Morton Rose dishes it over to the side. Here's the jumper. 2 is no good, as that shot attempt was by Dankert. And they do call Dom Taylor for the foul, so Dankert will go up to the free throw line, shooting 2. This is to make it a 6-point deficit at the best case scenario. He knocks the first one down. You got to expect the student section should probably be making more noise here as the final 4.5 minutes. This is such a massive game for both of these teams' playoff expectations. But regardless, both are knocked down. It is 62-56. And the Raiders get the ball as Pacheco lost possession. On the coverage there was Dankert, who just made both of his free throws. Long pass over to Bjork. My goodness. Tom Taylor with a great heads-up play. York over to McDonald. Dishes it out. Finlaw. He thought about shooting it for a second. Crashes into the paint. And he'll draw a foul instead. Reynolds called. Third foul called against Bourne. Only one for Somerset Berkley. Finlaw can't get the first one to go. The second one to put 63 on the board. Yes. To the final 4:10. We're already trying to bring it up ahead for Bourne. Quick pass down the middle. Great play by Robbins. Able to get behind the defense and score the easy basket. Here comes Brendan McDonald now. McDonald dribbling, waiting, finds Taylor to the right side. Taylor dishes it out. Finlaw. Finlaw crashing into the basket, can't get it. Rebound scooped up by Pacheco underneath the basket. It does bounce off of a Canalman, and that means Somerset Berkley will retain possession. McDonald to do the inbounding to a final 3:40. York spin move, trying to get it in, he can't do it. Comes Dan Kurt. Dan Kurt, quick pass over to the right side. Dan Kurt off the pass from Robbins. Robbins gets it back. Robbins getting behind the defense once again. Reynolds with a dribble, avoids the travel. Reynolds gets it back. Underhanded pass, nice play to Robbins. One possession game, 63-60, Somerset Berkley trying to hold on to their lead. Finlaw, quick pass over to the right side. Taylor, will pass over to Finlaw once again, to his left. Right to McDonald, spin move in the paint. Back over to Pacheco. He'll try the three. Knocked down after the shot. And the shot was no good. Giving possession right back to Bourne. Dan Kurt. Quick pass over to Moore and Rose. Robbins keeps it in bounds. Moore and Rose. Here's the three-point attempt from Morardi. It's off the mark. Rebound scooped up and scored by Dan Kurt. Timeout called, 63-62. Somerset Berkley leading by 1 at the moment. My goodness, what a comeback this would be for Bourne to come back from multiple 7-point deficits to win this one. They would essentially clinch home court advantage for the Final Four. However, Somerset Berkley trying to avoid that. Their next game will be Monday at 6:30 against Falmouth, and that will be the first round of the Crosby-Kuto tournament.
In the third quarter, our Somerset Berkley Raiders have jumped in front 28-25. Again, if our girls team wins, they clinch their spot in the state tournament.
Somerset women's team on the road winning 28-25 at the end of the third quarter. High stakes for both men's and women's Raider teams tonight. 63-62 here at the Vet. And what an action-packed game we have had on store for us here. 116-win team is going down. 113-game winning streak is going to be shattered. A lot will be determined in this final 2:17. Pacheco to inbound to Brandon McDonald. Pacheco and McDonald, the two men who have led the Raiders to the lead essentially. They have been their top performers. Oh, McDonald with a mistake. Passes it back to Finlaw. Backcourt violation, of course. And that is a brutal way to give the Canal men possession right back, looking for their first lead of the entire quarter. Warren Rose dishes it over. Robbins, Finlaw covering. Robbins pointing, directing traffic. Robbins gets it back off the feed. Looking for a man. He's got a man. Back, high pass. Morardi dishes it over to the right side. Here comes Darken. He's blocked. Bourne gets possession. Now the defense chance starting from the Raider faithful. That shot by Reynolds, no good. Rebound scooped up and good for Quinn Morardi. It's 64-63. No one there for Berkley as McDonald gets tripped up. And the Raiders will keep possession as McDonald will inbound. Emery Robbins, the man called on the foul. 64-63 in the lead is Bourne. Here's Taylor, a three, off the mark, rebound Pacheco. He does not score. Reynolds bringing it up ahead, quick pass over to Morardi. Dishes it over to his left, Robbins. Big pass over to Morardi. Defense stepping up big here for Somerset Berkley. They need a turnover. Reynolds, one-on-one against Bjork. Kicks out to the outside. Quick pass to the right side. Robbins, back over. Warren Rose dishes it over. Here's the three from Robbins. Off the mark. Bjork picks up the rebound. Here comes Brandon McDonald. McDonald cruising his way in. Gets the layup. 65-64 with 30 seconds remaining. Brandon McDonald, clutch as always, and a timeout is called from Bourne. My goodness. Let's go Raiders chants starting from the student section here at the Vet. It is electric in this gymnasium right now. 65-64. Somerset Berkley, man, if they were to come away with this one, what a hard-fought win it would be for either team. Both teams equally deserve it. It has been back and forth since the opening tip-off. Again, the highest lead we've had on the night was 7. It has constantly been close. Both teams have been effective from the three-point line. Both teams have committed a lot of turnovers. Both teams have also committed a lot of mistakes, which have led to some of these points being scored. But assure you, nonetheless, you have tuned in for a spectacular one here if you are watching on our Blue Raiders Studio social media pages. Both teams enter the floor off the timeout. Melman will have possession. Doing the inbounding is Mike Dankert, the star of this Bourne team. He dishes it over. Defense chance starting as Morton Rose dishes it over to the right side. Looking for the spin move. Stepping out of bounds, I believe, is the call. Nope, they're going to call a foul on Taylor. But because there was not a shot, Bourne can inbound from behind their basket. 17 seconds left. The inbound retrieved. They don't have to worry about a shot clock. Quick pass. Here is the three-point attempt. Is partially blocked. The rebound from Robbins. Knocked down. Robbins scores with 7 seconds to go. And he'll get a free throw to boot. Pacheco called on the foul. What a heads-up play. As the original pass for Dankert didn't connect. And Somerset Berkley and Coach Slater wise to call a timeout to keep his players under emotion. They blocked the deep two attempt by Dankert, but able to pick up the rebound was Emery Robbins, who scores. As there is 7.2 to go, he will have a free throw. And if he connects, that is a 2-point game, and then you have a whole strategy. Do you go for the 3 and the win? Do you go for 2, play for overtime? A lot is at stake right here. Again, these are two teams coming in on a 13-game winning streak. My goodness, does neither of these two teams' tremendous streaks deserve to come to an end, but unfortunately one will have to, as both of these student athletes just putting everything out on the floor right now. 7.2 to go as Robbins comes in for the free throw. He is only shooting 1, and this would give Bourne a 67-65 lead if he makes it. If he doesn't, a basket will win it for the Raiders. Here's Robbins. Knocking it down, they have 7 seconds. Taylor over to McDonald. McDonald crashing on in. McDonald draws the foul with 2.5 to go. He tried to leap up. And Nate Reynolds will get called for the foul. McDonald coming on in for 2 free throws. Brandon McDonald, the star player for this Raiders team, looking to nail both free throws and tie it. And of course, the Bourne student section getting loud. The first free throw attempt from McDonald. He knocks it down, 67-66. This free throw, ginormous. If he makes it, we're tied at 67, and perhaps, like icing the kicker in football, a timeout is called by Bourne to maybe get into McDonald's head just a little bit. Brandon McDonald, man, what a night he has had. He had a 10-point first half, and he has been playing very well on defense, as has the entirety of this Raiders lineup. Whew! Got to catch my voice for a second here. What amazing back and forth action we have here tonight between the Bourne Canalmen and the Somerset Berkley Blue Raiders. Timeout called, 20 seconds left in the timeout. Glad to have you on board with us tonight. My name is Grant Flood. Thank you for tuning in on our Blue Raiders studio social media pages, especially our YouTube page. Thank you for helping us grow that account. Brandon McDonald, free throw to tie with 2.5 seconds remaining. Massive. McDonald knocks it down. 67 all. Here's the shot from Robbins. It's off the mark. 67 all as we head to overtime. Oh my goodness. This is what you wanted to see. So of course, because the regular quarters are 8 minutes, overtime cut down to 4 minutes. Oh my goodness. Of course you're going to have overtime to decide a winner in this one. It has been a seesaw the entire way through. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe what we have seen. Brandon McDonald, 2 massive free throws with under 3 seconds remaining have led us to this point. And let's not forget the shot before.
3 minutes to go in regulation. It's a 1-point game.
1-point game, 3 minutes to go in the women's game. I mean, what a night for this Somerset Berkley basketball programs, both men and women. Let's go Raiders chance starting from the student section. It'll be Bjork against Reynolds to begin this overtime frame. Reynolds wins the tip-off. Overtime is underway. Moriarty brings it up through center. Moriarty pointing, directing traffic, passing it to Robinson. Robbins. He pass over to Moriarty. He fakes the pass. Moriarty passes it down low to no man's land. It bounced off of McDonald, and now Bjork passes it to Brandon McDonald. The man who has ice in his veins. He made both free throws to send this game into OT. Bjork in. Tries to draw a foul on Reynolds. Didn't happen. And Robbins the other way. And it got deflected. And it will stay possession of Bourne. 3:22 remaining in overtime. And what could be the first of many, overtime is continuous. Morton Rose's 3 off the mark. York picks up the rebound, passing it over to McDonald. Brandon McDonald tries to do a spin move and he loses possession. And that'll be a giveaway. Bourne with the steal. Moriarty dishes it over. Morton Rose now. Passing it over to Robbins. Moriarty. Morton Rose taking advantage of that room behind the 3-point line. Rose with a pass deflected by Finlaw. Pacheco trying to steal. He sends it up to McDonald for the easy score. And Somerset Berkley strikes first in overtime. 69-67, and what has been an instant classic on our hands. Quick pass, Robbins, stolen by Pacheco, and they're gonna call a foul. Colton Pacheco thought he stole it clean. I guess not. Bourne keeping possession. The jumper is good for two. Mike Dankert, 69 apiece. 2:10 and counting to go in the overtime. Pacheco trying to redeem himself from his mistake. He does so on the jumper. 71-69, 2 minutes remaining. You can just feel the intensity in this gym just tighten up the second we have gotten into overtime. Morton Rose dishes it over to the right side. Rorty dishes it over. Morton Rose pickpocketed by Finlaw. He passes it up ahead to Pacheco, who scores on the layup. 73-69, a 2-basket lead for this Raiders team. Massive. Not time to panic just yet as they get underneath, and they miss the shot. Dankert had a wide open shot, and it bounced off the rim. Finlaw over to McDonald, and the Raiders are wisely conservative, wisely trying to steal time, and now they burn a timeout with 1:13 to go. It is a 4-point game in this one. Max Finlaw with the huge steal, sending it up ahead to Colton Pacheco, who did not make a mistake on the layup. And that was your last point scored up to this point, 69-73. My goodness, what a game. What a game. And as Keegan once again announces, the women's team ahead by 1 with 2.5 minutes to go in their contest. Could be one of the greatest nights in Somerset Berkley sports history. Don't want to get too ahead of yourselves, but it has been a great game. So off the Somerset Berkley timeout, they will have possession. Pacheco passing it to McDonald. Big pass over to Finn York. York has to get over to McDonald. Finds Taylor. Taylor. Big pass, Bjork. Just killing more and more time. And now they draw a foul as Reynolds will be called. Now Bjork with 2 free throw attempts. Arguably the 2 biggest free throw attempts of the game. The best Somerset Berkley can do is make it a 6-point game. And there's the good old announcer jinx. Bjork, who hit his first 2 free throws, has been struggling the rest of the night. And he goes 0 for 2 in that sequence. 73-69, a 4-point lead with 50 seconds remaining. Going on in for the layup, no good. Rebound is scooped up and good, Nate Reynolds. And Bourne's going to call a timeout as Morarty missed the original shot. Reynolds able to pick up the garbage and score. Somerset Berkley with an 8-1 victory against Greater New Bedford in hockey tonight. And again, this great night for the Somerset Berkley Athletics can continue with a win in both men and women's basketball, both very crucial games. Somerset Berkley, if they are able to hold on, that is a 14-game winning streak, and that would also mean 14-0 in conference play. Truly outstanding stuff from the Somerset Berkley basketball program. They, of course, made the tournament in March last year, lost in the second to last round They were just a few seconds away from appearing in the state championship game last year, and they have rode that momentum into this year. I believe they only lost one senior, and I mean, it's showing. The experience on this team is showing that they are ready for another deep playoff run if the cards fold correctly. Finlaw to inbound. He's got to be careful, and he dishes it over to Brandon McDonald. McDonald between the legs. Wasting more time. McDonald pit-pocketed. Stolen by Morton Rose. He dishes it over. 2 points to tie, 3 points for the lead. We're already to the final 20 seconds of overtime. Robbins dished it over. Moriarty. Don't have to worry about the shot clock. Big pass. Robbins tumbled, and they are going to call the foul on Pacheco. The inbound will occur from behind the net. Morty to bring it in front. Bourne calls a timeout with 7 seconds remaining. Again, this situation for Bourne. 2 ties it, 3 takes the lead. 5 fouls have been called against Bourne. 4 have been called against Somerset Berkley.
Another score update on our girls varsity game. 10 seconds to go. Our Raiders are leading by 1.
Raiders women's team leading by 1, but there is 10 seconds to go. Oh, man. Thank you, Keegan Hamlet, for, I guess, adding on to the suspense that has already been added on from this game. So I'm just using this timeout to collect a breather. What a game. What a fascinating game we have had here on display. It's going to come down to which team can make most of their last opportunity. 7.3 seconds to go. You don't have to worry about a shot clock. Again, a 2-point ties, 3-point takes the lead. Reynolds trying to get the shot off. He passes it out to Robbins, who tries the 2, and he knocks it down! Robbins with back-to-back shots! You've got to be kidding me! He took the game-leading shot with 20 seconds to go in regulation, and now he hits a game-continuing 2 with a second remaining, and we are going to go to our second overtime. What in the world? This has been remarkable. Emery Robbins, take a bow, my friend. You have more than earned it. He has been coming up in a lot of crucial situations today for Bourne. Nate Reynolds with a huge assist on that shot. And there it is. Women's basketball here in Somerset Berkley winning 38-37 and clinching a spot in the women's tournament. Both of these teams will be playing in their tournaments starting next week, but who's going to come ahead in this one? Again, 13-game winning streak is going to come to a close. York wins the tip-off against Reynolds to begin overtime numero dos. Dom Taylor dishes it over to Max Finlaw. Finlaw trying to go in himself. He will. Reverse layup. Can't get it off the rim and in. That's what he tried to do, but it did not work for him. York deflects the pass straight into Robinson's hands. The pass. Reynolds scores in front of the basket. 75-73. Feels like Somerset Berkley trailing for the first time in overtime. Taylor dishes it over to Pacheco. Pacheco saving what would have been a mistake, and now his shot's off the rim. Dan Kurt bringing it up ahead, passing it over to Moriarty. It'll follow 3 minutes of the second overtime frame. Robbins, as they just try to continue to kill off time to the final 2:50. Robbins, who's been all over the place in this overtime frame, he'll try the three over McDonald. That's no good. Ball bounces off of Pacheco at the last second. It looked like it may have bounced off Dankert originally, but it must have grazed off of Pacheco, so it remains possession Bourne. As there's 1 second left on the shot clock, and Morton Rose was not aware of the shot clock. I know it's tough to remember how many seconds are left on the shot clock after a whistle. So change of possession. Here comes Brandon McDonald, who dishes it over to Dom Taylor. 2.5 minutes to go in the second OT period. York looking for a pass. He dishes it all the way out to Finlaw. Finlaw crashing into the paint, passes it over to Taylor. Taylor makes a move, and a whistle. Foul will be called against Dankert. Taylor will go to the line and shoot two. If he makes both, we're tied at 75. Taylor cannot connect on the first one. Here comes the second attempt to make it a 1-point game. He will. 75-74, but having that 1-point cushion now is Bourne, and they are going to certainly use the clock to their advantage. Morton Rose dishes it over. Morardi back over to Morton Rose. Morton Rose dishes it over to the right side. So we got defense chance coming from the Berkley faithful. Here's a turnaround shot, and it's good for Morardi. 77-74. Pacheco. Taylor will try the three. Off the mark. Bjork keeps the play alive. Taylor again. Oh, off the rim. Bjork will get the foul. 2 free throws coming up. Taylor 0 for 2 on the 3-point tries. The first one contested, the second one not so much, but Finn Bjork able to draw the foul, and we will get 2 free throws coming up in a matter of moments. Bjork, who missed 2 free throw attempts in the first overtime, will look to make it at worst a 2-point game. I mean, that's what you want. You would hate to rely on a 3-point attempt to either win the game or continue this game. As the Let's Go Raiders chant begins to belt out here in Veteran Memorial. What a game we have had tonight. You couldn't have described a Friday night matinee any better. Bjork nails the first free throw. That's his first of the overtime frame. Bjork, who started off 2 for 2 at the free throw line, knocks down those 2 right there. 1-point game. Now Bourne looking to again take this lead and increase it to 3 or 4. Morton Rose, quick pass. With it now, Dankert. He passes it over to Morton Rose. Here's Robbins. Hardy dishes it over. Here's the jumper, and a foul is called. Dom Taylor called. A lot of the Raider players on the court can't believe it. Mike Dankert, 1 of 2 1,000-point scorers on this Bourne team, coming up to the free throw line. At best, it'll be 3, and he knocks down the first one to make it at least a 2-point game. At the end of the day, if you're Somerset Berkley, you can't be so upset. It's still a 1-score game at the end of the free throw attempts. As he misses the second one. Dan Kirk goes 1 for 2. Brandon McDonald brings it up ahead. 78-76 with 1:08 and counting. Bjork crashing to the paint. He scores on the layup. 78 all. 1 minute remaining in the second overtime. This has been spectacular basketball. Robbins dishes it over to Fox. Robbins stepping back with it now with Finlaw on patrol. He takes the shot. Robbins miss. Rebound scooped up by Taylor. Taylor wants to bring it up ahead and he passes it back to Brandon McDonald. 35 seconds to go. Bjork tries to bring it on in again. He loses possession. Foul will be called against Bourne. Bjork, he just nailed his last two. He has the opportunity to give Somerset Berkley a 2-point lead, something they haven't had since the first OT frame. He knocks down the first one. Raiders in front by 1 for the moment. 31.9 to go. Bourne can have 1 possession with the shot clock. A rebound under 27 seconds. It's a fair game. Bjork nails both. 80-78. Somerset Berkley burns a timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Grant Flood. Thank you so much for tuning in on Blue Raider Studios social media pages tonight. We have had a thrilling game here between two of the best across the entire high school landscape here in Massachusetts. The Bourne Canalmen and the Blue Raiders of Somerset Berkley just having a good old-fashioned Friday night fight. This game has been grueling for both of these teams. We are currently now in our second overtime frame. This has arguably been the most exciting game of the season for both of these clubs. I mean, it's not every day you get a 2 overtime game, right? Coming down to a 2-point lead for Somerset Berkley. There is just over 30 seconds remaining, 31.9 on the clock. Out of the timeout, Bourne will get possession. From behind the basket to inbound is Morority. And he's got Dan Kirk, Morin, Rose, Fox, and Robbins on the court. Morority bringing it through center. Quick pass over to the right side. Robbins, 2 ties, 3 takes the lead. Robbins, Finlaw on patrol. Passing it over to Morin Rose. Morin Rose tries the shot. It bounces off the rim. Bjork seals. Bjork is fouled. Bourne has no choice but to force Bjork to go to the free throw line and hopes he misses at least one for an opportunity to tie. Finn Bjork, and you are about to hear a pin drop in this gymnasium. It is about to be very quiet as Bjork misses the first free throw. So regardless of what happens, it is a 1-possession game. I believe both teams are out of timeouts. So we're going to see a bunch of scrambling, headless chickens on this court. Bjork makes the second free throw, and I guess Somerset Berkley did have 1 timeout left over. 81-78. 3-point game. Bourne will have to shoot a 3 to tie. If the 3 is good, a third overtime is on the horizon. Malachi Coelho, number 33, looks like he's going to be coming in for Bourne after the timeout. .1 seconds remaining here at the Vet. And what a spectacular, absolutely splendid game we've had on schedule tonight. 81-78, Somerset Berkley in the lead over Bourne to the final 8 seconds with the inbound from Dan Kirk. Passes it over. And McDonald drawing the foul on Morardi. I think that's a smart decision because he's only going to be able to shoot. Yeah, he's only going to be able to shoot 2 free throws. So I think that was a smart decision by McDonald. Anyway, Morardi to attempt the first free throws to make it a 2-point game. It's off the rim. And now the best Bourne can do is make it a 2-point game. To put 79 on the board for Bourne. Morardi knocks down the second one. Timeout called. Bourne calls the timeout with 4 seconds remaining. They're going to quickly foul off the inbound. That'll lead to 2 more free throw attempts for Somerset Berkley. 3-point game. You'll have some action. 4-point game. It will be out of reach, and Somerset Berkley will win this one. Oh my goodness, what a game we've had on store for you guys tonight here on Blue Raider Studios. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you may be. I'm Grant Flood. And oh my goodness, we have just had such a back and forth game here. This is what happens when you have 2 of the best 16-1 teams in all of Massachusetts go up against one another. Somerset Berkley hockey victorious. Somerset Berkley women's basketball winning their game on the road, clinching a spot in the playoffs. Somerset Berkley with 4 seconds remaining, barring a monumental collapse, should have this one in the bag. Taylor, as they try to steal and waste as much time as possible. McDonald to Taylor. They do not draw the foul. The game is over. The Somerset Berkley Raiders, 14 in a row, as it took them 6 quarters of play, but they get the job done. 81-79. Somerset Berkley victorious over Bourne. Absolutely, as Keegan Hamlet just announced, the game of the year as both teams now go through the handshake line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we may have some post-game coverage here. But oh my goodness, I am out of breath for the moment. What a game. Brandon McDonald having such a strong performance. He was the leading factor in this one. Finn Bjork, he had a lot of great plays on defense. Colin Pacheco was great. Max Finlaw was spectacular on defense. And as for Bourne, take nothing away from them. Mike Dankert and Nate Reynolds and Emery Robbins especially with the game-winning shot in, or I guess 2 game-tying shots, if you will. As we will have a pie-in-the-face contest in just a minute. How interesting. But we will take a few-minute break before we hopefully get some post-game coverage. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm Grant Flood. Signing off for now. We will be back in a few minutes for some post-game coverage from your final from the vet. Somerset Berkley 81, Bourne 79. It took 2 extra overtime frames, but Somerset Berkley got the job done. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into your post-game report as Somerset Berkley coming off their ginormous 81-79 victory tonight. Well, boys, it was a hard-fought effort, but for you, Brandon, you have been the leader of this basketball team, leader of the football team. You and Finn have just done a great job in both programs. What motivates you to continue to succeed in Berkeley athletics?
Usually people don't see Somerset as like a good athletic town, really, and see us more as like a second end, especially in our conference. And, we wanted to prove people wrong and show them that Somerset has athletes.
What we saw tonight was something special. I don't know if we've had a win here in this building, especially in the time that you guys have been here. Dom, I'll start with you. What does it mean to do it in front of this crowd against a team that has really been the best in the SEC for your time here?
Oh, it means everything, especially on their guys' senior night. Like, we got people in who didn't start, and it was great, especially on senior night.
Max, you've done such a great job all season defensively, and tonight you were right on top of it, coming up with a couple of clutch blocks and steals in those overtime frames. What's going through your mind emotionally playing through such a long game like tonight?
You just got to remember, what the outcome of the game, like how that's going to impact us for the rest of the season. So, no, but what I was saying, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, no, I was just saying, what's it like as they're drenching Keegan in towels here? How does it feel, just playing in such a long competitive game? There was no more than a 6-point differential. How crucial were your defensive stops tonight?
Oh, yeah, there's nothing better than playing in such a close game like this, especially right before we head to the playoffs. That's going to be big for us, especially down the stretch. And just defensively, knowing that my responsibility, I know that they put a lot of responsibility in me on defense, and I just know I have to come up big and make stops, and defense leads offense. So that's that.
Now, one thing I want to point out, the 5 usual starters, Max, Finn, Brendan, Colton, and Dom. You 5 were the only ones that scored points tonight, even though Jacob Lauro, Alex Crook got the start. There were no other points besides from you 5. But I will point out, you guys all contribute equally, whether it's rebounding, the passing. Kevin, I'll ask you the question. You see it everywhere for this team.
Oh, yeah. Especially in practice, man. They work the hardest in practicing. I just like to see, what happens and what people don't see. You see what's in game, but you don't see what how hard they work in practice. It's truly awesome.
Well, Colton, you love to utilize your speed, and that is definitely being your main strength this season. How did it feel, especially in that first overtime frame, getting that layup to take the lead late?
It felt pretty good. Just really just defense goes to offense. Max got a steal, and I was down the court, and he just gave me the ball. So pretty much that's it.
I gotta tell you, I'm very nervous that I'm about to get pied or something.
Don't worry, Keegan.
You're covered in a bunch of towels over there.
Dried up and hardened.
But I gotta throw out a question. I'll ask Dom. You guys got the Crosby Kudo tournament coming up. You got Falmouth in the first round. You're looking at either Hanover or King Philip the second round. I would think you guys would want King Philip because I think that'll help you guys out in the power rankings more. What's going to be the mindset going into the tournament and trying to defend that Crosby Kudo title?
Yeah, just playing as hard as possible and just try and make that go back-to-back and play for the kids who lost their lives. Just play for it.
Oh my goodness, my Jaguars hoodie. There we go. Duval till we die. All right. Before we wrap it up, Finn, you're the last one who hasn't answered a question yet. The motivation, your guys are on a 14-game winning streak. Does the mindset change at all heading into this playoff tournament?
Not at all. We want to win, get our ranking up as high as possible, and going into that tournament ready.
Of that mindset. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for Grant Flood and Keegan Hamlet and Somerset Berkley Studios, we are going to conclude this post-game report after a little surprise. Love the energy that these guys have been bringing. It has been a sensational season for the Somerset Berkley Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, Somerset Berkley starters, they have done a tremendous job tonight. Once again, for Grant Flood and Keegan Hamlet, so long and enjoy the rest of your evening.